Hey, this is Andrew Brown from Exam Pro, and in this section, we'll quickly go over how to create a sprint. First, on this page, we have 3 work item examples that were created beforehand, and we'll want to click on the Sprint tab on the board section. Here, we don't have any sprints created yet, so we'll need to create a new sprint by clicking on the top right. We'll need to give the sprint a name, so let's just call it Sprint 1. And we'll need to identify a start and end date for the sprint. So we'll start it on Monday, April 15th, 2024, and end the sprint on Monday, April 22nd, 2024, so that's 1 week length. Then click on Create. Next, we can click on the Schedule Work button from your product backlog or create new work items. On the right, we have our Sprint 1, and we can drag and drop the work items to include them in a sprint. So let's drag some of the work items created earlier into Sprint 1. We can also create new sprints by clicking on the New Sprint button below Sprint 1. So for this sprint, we can call this Sprint 2, and for the date range, we can set the start for Monday, April 29th, 2024, and end the sprint on Monday, May 6th, 2024. Then click on Create. We can do a quick refresh so Sprint 2 appears. Let's add one of the work items to Sprint 2. So if you click into Sprint 1, you can see that we added 2 of the work items on the backlog from earlier. If you want to delete a sprint, you can go to Project Settings on the bottom left. Under the Board section, click on Project Configuration. And as an example, we'll delete Sprint 2, so we'll click on the 3 dots next to Sprint 2, and keeping it at Exam Pro Test is fine. Then we'll click on Delete. So after that, we can go back to the backlogs or sprints. And we can simply add the other work item into Sprint 1. When we go to Sprint, there are additional tabs such as Taskboard, Backlog, Capacity, and Analytics. We'll quickly go to Capacity. We can assign days off, activity, and capacity per day. We'll just assign an activity for both of the users, such as deployment and design. And for the Analytics tab, there's the burn down trend that shows a visual graph of data, such as the amount of work that has been completed in a project versus the total amount of work that was planned. So that's pretty much a quick overview of how to create a sprint and a few of its features.